This week in Nerd History, July 31st through August 6th.
July 31st.
In 1989, the Nintendo Game Boy was released in the US. The Game Boy was a handheld console that revolutionized gaming on the go. Came with a green dot matrix screen and a cartridge slot for games. Speaking of games, also in 1989, Super Mario Land released in the US alongside the Game Boy. This classic platformer game introduced the world to Sarasa Land and Princess Daisy, who was kidnapped by the alien Tatanga. Also in 1989, Tetris was released in the US alongside the Game Boy. This puzzle video game was developed and published by Nintendo and was the first game to support the Game Link cable, an accessory that allowed two players to compete against each other.
August 1st.
In 1981, MTV launched on cable with the slogan, "Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll," and the music video for "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Buggles. It became a cultural phenomenon by airing music videos and original shows for a young audience. In 1985, Superboy Prime made his comic debut in DC Comic Presents number 87, a side story to the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, where he was introduced as an alternate version of Superman from a world where superheroes only exist in comic books, often thought to be our Earth. In 1996, A Game of Thrones, the first novel in A Song of Ice and Fire, was published. This was the first of a series of fantasy novels by American author George R.R. Martin that introduces the readers to the complex and bloody politics of the medieval-inspired world of Westeros and its neighboring regions, where several noble families vie for the Iron Throne and face a supernatural threat from beyond the Wall. In 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy released. This superhero film, based on the Marvel Comics team of the same name, follows the adventures of Peter Quill, a human abducted from Earth as a child, who teams up with a group of misfit aliens to stop a fanatical warrior from destroying the galaxy.
August 2nd.
In 2002, Signs released in theaters. This science fiction thriller film, written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, revolves around a widowed former reverend and his family who encountered mysterious crop circles and alien invaders on their farm.
August 4th.
In 2005, long-running comedy series It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia premiered. This dark and satirical sitcom introduces The Gang, a group of self-centered and morally bankrupt friends who run a failing Irish bar in South Philadelphia. In 2015, after 40 years of a tumultuous relationship, Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy shocked the world by tweeting their official statement of relationship termination, causing an uproar of reactions from fans and celebrities alike. In 2020, Fall Guys premiered for PlayStation 4 and Windows and became a huge hit with over 10 million copies sold and more than 50 million players after going free-to-play 2 years later.
August 5th.
In 1998, Whose Line Is It Anyway premiered on ABC. This American improvisational comedy show, adapted from the British series of the same name, was hosted by Drew Carey and featured Ryan Stiles, Colin Mockery, and Wayne Brady as its regular performers. In 2016, Suicide Squad premiered. This superhero film, based on the DC Comics team of the same name, featured a group of incarcerated supervillains who are recruited by a secret government agency to execute dangerous missions in exchange for reduced sentences, under the command of Amanda Waller and Rick Flag.
August 6th.
In 1999, The Sixth Sense premiered. This psychological thriller follows a child psychologist and his young patient who has a shocking secret. He can see dead people. Also in 1999, Mystery Men premiered. This superhero comedy film parodies the genre with a cast of quirky characters based on Dark Horse's Flaming Carrot comics, such as the fork-flinging Blue Raja and the invisible when nobody's looking Invisible Boy. And finally, in 2021, The Suicide Squad premiered. This superhero film follows a team of imprisoned supervillains who are sent on a dangerous mission to destroy an alien threat on a South American island. This is a soft reboot of the original from 2016, featuring a few of the same characters and several new ones. For more nerdy facts about the topics we shared today, find our companion article for this week on lovethynerd.com. I'm Radio Matt, and I'll see you next time for more
Nerd History.